what, of course, has added to that discussion is Manchester City's form of late. Yeah. Beating Nottingham Forest 2-1, Cherki's late goal, very much the difference. Pep Guardiola afterwards said we wouldn't have won this game last year. Yeah. And I think that's a big statement, isn't it? And a 100%. Fair statement.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Listen, Sean Dyche has turned Forest back into the Nuno team. Yep. I was impressed with them today. You know, they gave it a go. They were trying to go forward. And all the question marks that we've had over City, I think we got answers today. You know, Haaland wasn't in the game, but yet they've got Cherki and they've got Reinders scoring goals. And then defensively, pretty much anything that was thrown at them, they dealt with it. So, yeah, I mean, right now, as we stand, there's one team is on the up and another team is kind of just floating. It's floating. They're not really going anywhere. They're just kind of there. But Man City, no question, today, I thought they looked as though they could win the title today.
I thought maybe they got a little bit lucky with the early opportunity, and then Forest just kind of camped out. I was a little disappointed in Forest because for huge spells they seemed really uninterested in attacking Manchester City, and then all of a sudden they get the goal. And again, we disagree. I thought Ruben Dias should have been sent off. But City get the goal, and all of a sudden it becomes a football game. Now Forest are attacking. Forest are taking a little bit more chances simply because they have to. And they certainly gave Manchester City an awful lot to think about. And even when they got the equaliser, they didn't kind of sit back as they had previously. And Manchester City get the winner through Cherki. Manchester City have difference makers in the talent that they're able to call on. And today it was Rayan Cherki, both with the assist and the goal. I think that's the big difference. When you compare where Manchester City are right now, and you ask yourself, who are the game changers for Arsenal? City have 3, maybe 4 players at the top of that list right now. Shaka, as Stevie said, isn't playing that well. Eze hasn't been, ever since the Spurs game, has not been the player I think many expected him to go on to be. And so Arsenal are struggling in that attacking third, whereas even when you camp out, even when you make things difficult for Manchester City, you can count on any number of players to just pop up with that moment of magic. And that's the big difference between the two right now.
Talk to me about Cherki, Frank.
Well, he's exceptional right now. But maybe some coaches, we're going to play against that team. We're going to think about, don't let Cherki getting the ball at just outside the 18 years box, because he's been his third goal in that positioning, and today he was absolutely free. And you don't allow a player with that talent, with that skill, being allowed to shoot freely from 18-yard box. So he's great. And what he said after the game, that he said he's not there to score goals. That's Alan's duty. He's there to assist players. And I love the fact that he thinks that way. He's a great talent. I knew that when he was in Lyon. And what he does for City is exceptional for his first year. And he's a game changer right now. He's a real game changer for City.
He's got some sparkle that I feel the Premier League has been missing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I remember not that long ago, certainly last season, thinking City's boring to watch. They became boring to watch. I can't say that now. They've definitely turned the corner. The movement and the free flowing football seems to have changed, and they don't go backwards as much as they used to either. And I think that's probably down to the signings they made, particularly Cherki, because if you've got a guy like that and you can get him on the ball and he can find Foden, why would you not go forward? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, absolutely. I think there's been there's been a significant change in the way City go forward.
Stevie says no second yellow. Shaka says yes, second yellow to Ruben Dias. You have the deciding vote, Frank Leboeuf.
So Shaka Hislop's going to win. Yes, of course. I was a defender, and I saw what Dias was doing. He looked down, looked at the legs. He knew exactly what he was doing, and then looked up, like pretending, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't do it on purpose." But he knows what he does, because he knows that if he lets the players going, they're going to struggle. So up, he goes up, he puts his head up, pretending, but he knows exactly where the player is, where the opponent is, and he touches his leg. Well, I'm not ready to bet on that, but I'm almost ready to do so because I was there and I knew exactly how to make a big mistake pretending that I wasn't doing it on purpose. And I'm pretty sure he did it on purpose.
So here's where I stand with this, though, right? And I'll tell you why. Because I don't think you can look at that, and we've seen that. I mean, today I've seen that about 6 times.
Showing off.
And I still don't know whether he meant it or whether it was an accident, right?
It's the 7th.
And so if you can't say that he means that, you can't send somebody
Frank
off.
says he does mean it because he looks at his leg, then pretends he's not looking at his leg.
That's the thing for me.
I'm sorry. I don't.
For me, Ruben Dias' eyes is always on the ball. He knows exactly where Jesus is. He has a look, so he knows he's beaten, and makes no attempt to play the ball. Is only attempted to play the man there. And so while it wasn't egregious, it wasn't going to cause any harm, it was intentional. And no attempt to play the ball. That ticked all the boxes for me for a yellow card.
Right then, NASA boy, percentages.
Of what?
Title.
That's Don's job.
No, Don's not it. Don's still already tweeting about Tielemans.
Percentages, I think Villa are in the race, but just. So I'll go 10% to make the math easy. And then after that, I go 50-40, somewhere in between that. Arsenal as favourites.
Arsenal favourites, 50%.
Yes. But maybe a little bit less than 50, but I don't want to get my maths.
But you're scared about maths.
Yeah, I don't want to get my maths in a muddle.
Frank?
I go 50% for Arsenal.
Okay.
I go 30% for City and 20% for Aston Villa.
Wow, Frank. That's quite generous.
Well, 11 games in a row. And we have the example of Leicester not having the squad for that, but doing it. And I remember in France also, Montpellier and Lille doing it as well against the big Paris Saint-Germain. So everything is possible. And the way I see Aston Villa doing, yes, it's possible that they're gonna fall and they're not gonna follow the rhythm, whatever. But so far, so good. And we are in the middle of the winter window where it's complicated. They keep on winning, and they keep on winning against Chelsea and not being good. But they won. So yeah, I give it 20% to Aston Villa.
Stephen?
50-40-10.
50-40-10, same as Shaka?
Arsenal's favour.
Okay, all right. For a lot more on what's been going on in the old footballing world, be sure to check out the latest edition of the Gab and Jules podcast. That is available to listen to now as they reflect on 2025 and look ahead to 2026 as well.